Hey, good evening, everyone. I am very happy to talk to you tonight because I think I have a great message that is something we can all relate to. This is a Christian video, and basically, just I love at church this past Saturday that I went. We were told about the parable of the rich fool. Now, I'm not going to sit there and read the whole thing because you can. It's Luke chapter 12, verses 13 to 21. The parable of the rich fool. Well, it's my favorite Bible passage. Why? Because everybody can relate to it. Even if you're not a Christian person, you can relate to this. Okay, it's not just something there for some preachers or priests or whatever in their garb to sit up there and, oh, it sounds nice in church. It doesn't have anything to do with the real world. No, it has everything to do with the real world. I'm just going to tell you a little bit what it's about. A lot of you that are Christian people know exactly what I'm talking about, but some of you don't. You haven't spun up and read the Bible. It's been a long time. Basically, it's like somebody from today, a rich businessman type person, okay? But a person who has a lot of money and everything has gone so well in their business of what they did back then. So now they have too much. He has these barns and he says, what am I going to do? And he's going to take down the smaller barns and make bigger ones. He's going to have all this crops and all this, stuff that he's earned, grains and things that were big things back then. That was a sign of your wealth. And I'm going to sit back and say, what a lucky man. I have so many things for so many years. He's projecting out. He's going to like profits. He has all this wealth that he's obtained, and he knows he can be very happy for a long time. Lucky man. And then, as the parable goes, Christ says, tonight you're going to have to give up your life. Who's going to have all these things you made for yourself? Great message here that we can relate to now and anytime. It's not saying it's bad to have wealth. It's not saying it's bad to work hard and get money, because we all want to, everybody aspires to work and have a house and do what you have. There's nothing wrong. I've said that before. There's nothing wrong with earning your keep and earning and getting something that you nice for yourself and your family. Nothing wrong with that. It's not what this is saying. This is saying is that there's a lot of us in today's society, we see it now, that all they care about is obtaining more and more and more materialism. It's all they care about. But you know what? It doesn't make a difference who you are. You're still going to get old, if you're lucky. You're still going to get sick. All the same things are going to happen to you, whether you're a billionaire or you make $20,000 a year. But yet there are a lot of people in today's, that's all they care about. You see it in the news, society, maybe you have some friends like that. All they care about is how much they can get more and more and more. And see, the problem is why Christ was always talked about difficulty of rich people getting saved was because a lot of times when we have wealth, people have a lot of wealth, they become so obsessed with it. That's all they do. There's nothing wrong. We need people to have wealth to invest and establish jobs. I said that before. There's nothing wrong per se. It's the fact that when you get a lot of wealth, a lot of people, they lose what's reality. To them, it's just more. I want to make more than the next guy. I want to have more than this. I want to have double, triple. I want to project all this stuff out. As if you're going to live forever. You don't. And if some of you have had a close brush with death, something's happened to you that made you think. You understand what I'm talking about. If you had a stroke or a heart attack, I had a stroke. Some people I know had a heart attack and both. If you've had cancer and you lived through it, maybe you had a bad flu or a COVID really hit you hard, whatever it is. A lot of you here made it out the other side. You were very lucky, okay? In the grace of God, and maybe for whatever reason you lived through your ailment. You know what I'm talking about, because I don't care what your status of life is. I don't care where you are. When you have something that comes where the end of your life is imminent and you lived through it, then you start to understand what this parable is talking about. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. I don't care who you are. Okay? Simply not guaranteed. That's what it's telling you about. Understand the reality of life. Don't just put all your stock in, I'm going to have, there's no guarantee you're going to be around 30, 40 years from now. Okay? No matter how old you are. And especially if a lot of these people, you see these rich people, these richest people in the world, some of them don't even reach past their 50s. But the ones who are, they seem in their 70s, well in their 70s, early 80s, and they're rich and they're making, how much longer do you think they'll be in this world? Don't you think at some point, the reality that you're not going to be in this world that much longer? Because if you're like 80 years old, okay, most people don't hit 100. And even if you do, that's only 20 years. We don't think. We only think about now, how much more we can get. And that's sad, because then what happens is you lose focus of what this life is all about. What brings true happiness. Nothing wrong, like I said before. There's nothing wrong with reaping rewards of working hard, and you have a nice house and a home, and you do things for your family. If you have money you want to help, you should be able to help people in need and establish funds and things like that. That's what you should do if you have money. There's nothing wrong with that. But if all it is you getting more wealth, you are way off course. Because I've said it before, the happiest people in my life that I've known are people with very, very modest incomes, and found what this parable and what a lot of parables have said in the Bible. Happiness is not through all kinds of wealth. That's not going to be the way to get wealth, to get happiness. I mean, it's not going to be that way. It's not. You're going to hit a wall and you're going to wonder what's next. And that's what this is telling you about. It's a great synopsis of today. We see that so much today. People just going and going and going and going. More, they want more, they want more, they want more. And then you get sick, like everybody else. And when you're gone, nobody cares. So the parable of the rich fool, I would definitely encourage you to read that. Luke chapter 12, verses 13 to 21. Whether you're a Christian person or you're not, you're going to understand reality, because it's true. It puts a real focus on what life is really about and what it's not. That's what this is about. Do not put your priorities in just materialism. That's why I can't understand, and I'm not trying to judge anybody. I cannot understand people, the prosperity gospels, and, I just don't understand that, they come about and always talking about, if you pray to God, he's going to give you more wealth and more this, and the Joel Osteens and stuff. I'm not judging these people, but the Gospels do not talk about priority of earthly wealth at all. And yet it's so stressed in the prosperity Gospels today, and I don't understand that. But here, that's my thought for the day here. I just encourage you, if you have time, anybody. It's not going to take you long. It's going to take you but 2 minutes to read it. Luke chapter 12, verses 13 to 21. It will give you a great perspective and direction for life. God bless. Have a great night.